Our next guest is one of the most celebrated rappers in hip-hop, ruling the charts with hits like Holla, Holla. You like that? Holla, holla. Always on time. And put it on me.
She got you on the backup, don't worry. And after a prison stint, he's back in a new film, I'm in Love with the Church Girl. Please welcome to the show, Ja Rule in the house.
Holla, holla.
What's happening, man? Thanks for having me on, y'all.
Thank you
Thanks
for
for
being
coming.
here.
For
How
sure.
are you?
I'm good.
You look good.
You look great. Lola, I just want to say I'm so excuse me.
Keep it clean, family.
I'm so happy. I'm like, oh my God, man. I haven't seen you in so long, man. This is great.
We've grown
This is
up.
great. Yes.
She tried to say about this whole BFF thing, I don't know.
This is my homie. We go back, yo, for real,
Okay,
man.
good. He
Yo,
set the record straight.
yes,
I've
absolutely.
got, what, 2 Vibe cover stories to prove
Yes,
it?
Oh, there you go.
And my
yes,
first
yes.
New York Times
New York
cover
Times,
story
that's
was
right.
about you.
Wow. Now it's full circle. Well, welcome back. And now you're here to talk about the new movie, I'm in Love with the Church Girl. Break it down for us. How was this for you?
Oh, man. Good film. I had a really great time shooting this film. It was really, it was a cleansing of my soul somewhat. You know, I shot it before I went to prison. And so, you know, in some weird way, I think God kind of put me here to do this film so I can get just a little bit of God in my life before I go to prison to kind of, you know, help me through it, get me through the whole situation that I was going through. And, you know, when I got to prison, you know, I opened up my Bible. You know, I attempted to read the Bible from front to back. My Bible got stolen, so I got to around Deuteronomy, but I'm on my way. I was getting there. I was getting there.
Okay.
Yeah.
You get to the Second Testament?
Yeah.
Okay.
I heard that's the best testament.
Right.
That's where all the good stuff's at. Yeah. So I'm still reading.
Okay, good. Get you catching up.
That's some catching up to do.
Well, the story is actually based on a gentleman named Gally Molina, and he
Yeah.
was living the street life for many years and
Yeah.
decided to turn his life around after a prison stint.
Yes.
What about this film resonated with you, and do you see any parallels between the film and your real life?
Yeah, actually, there's a lot of parallels, you know, between the character Miles and my real life, you know. But, you know, I think not only myself, but a lot of people can kind of relate to, you know, going through that time in your life, you know, when you're trying to make something positive happen, and then you got these dark demons that kind of keep, you know, bringing you back to that time that you're trying to escape from. And that's what Gally's going through in the movie. That's what I've gone through in my life. You know, I've been through it, so I really understand it. So I related to the character in a lot of ways. Yeah.
Well, now you served about 20 months in prison. What was it
24,
like?
don't short me now.
Oh, 24,
Don't short me
excuse
now.
me. A little over 20. He was like, wait, I served a good time. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
24 months.
Yeah.
So what was it like for you to come out of that and jump right back into your new projects and promoting this film and going around now speaking about church? And what message do you want people to take away from the movie?
You know, first of all, it felt great to come home and get back to work and, you know, get back into doing what I do. But the actual things that I really missed was the small things. You know, I miss my family. I miss, you know.
You have a beautiful family.
Thank you. You know, but I miss them. I miss my wife. I miss, you know, taking my boys to football practice, being with my daughter, just having conversations. You know, I miss my wife's cooking. You know, it was the little things. Like, you know, good toothbrush, some soft toilet paper. You know, stuff like that. You miss that stuff. You know, but I was happy to get back, of course, get back to work because I've been resting for 2 years. But, you know, everything I think is coming full circle. But, you know, what I want people to get out of the film is just to be inspired. You know, it's a story about second chances, about redemption, you know, and about change. That, you know, no matter what you're going through in life, you could be in your darkest hour, but, you know, brighter days come. You know, tough times don't last, tough people do. You know, so even if you're going through something that you think it's the end of the world, it's not, you know, and life goes on and time goes on, and I think people will go see this film and feel inspired, like, you know, there's hope.
All right, well, we have a clip. Let's take a look at the film.
We got some serious issues to talk about. First of all, you took my mother from me, and that just about killed me, but I kept my mouth shut and let that one slide. I've done some bad things to people for a lot less. But I've been trying to give you the benefit of the doubt. I've been faithful. I've been going to church, reading your precious little book. I even drop stacks of hundreds every Sunday in that little velvet bag they pass around. I've changed. I'm a changed man. Can't you see that?
Wow, that was an intense scene.
It really was. Doing that scene was it wasn't just words on the script at that point. You know, it became very, very surreal. You know, I've been there. You know, I'm sure, you know, you could probably attest to this, you could probably attest to this, but I've been there where you're like, okay, God, you know, I'm a good person. I know you know my heart. I'm a good guy. I'm trying to do what you ask of me. You know, I may not do it the way you exactly want me to do it at times, but I'm trying, you know, and you know, things are just not going the way I want them to go or the way I planned it to go. Why? What is it? Do you have an issue with me? You know, so that's really what that scene was, and I felt that scene in a lot of ways. Like even, I've seen it a bunch of times, but when I watch that whole scene, I still get a little bit, like I feel like, you know, I get that right there, just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Right there.
Dust in the air, dust in the air.
Because it is a really powerful scene, and it is a real scene for anybody that's ever gone through anything in their life.
Well, did you have any moments while you were in prison where you were reenacting this scene and saying, oh, what was it about my life? Or did you make a list of things that you wanted to correct in your life so you can truly be that changed man?
Absolutely. You know, prison's a very humbling place. You know, it's a very humbling experience because what it's designed to do is to strip you of all those things that you deem important, things that you value. That's what prison is made to do. And especially going in, a person like myself, a person of status, you know, that strip is tougher, you know, because now you become inmate 11R 2024. You're not Ja Rule. You're not this, you know, celebrated whoever you thought you were on the street. Now you're with me, and you're in my world now, and I'm going to treat you as such. You know, so it was very humbling. You know, I sat up a lot of nights and just, you know, had time to reflect and be outside looking in on my own life and then say, you know, okay, I did that wrong. You know, I was doing this wrong. You know, I'm living a certain way that maybe is destructive to myself, to my family, you know, to the people around me, you know, that love me. And I'm not doing this bid by myself. They're doing it with me now. I'm letting a lot of people down, you know, being here. So, you know, I had a lot of moments of clarity, a lot of time to just, you know, really soul search, so to speak, and understand what it is that I was getting myself into and what I've gotten myself into and you know, where I want to go when I leave here. So, yeah, I definitely had a checklist of what I wanted to do when I get out.
Now, you were in for gun possession and tax evasion?
Yeah, well, not tax evasion, failure to file taxes, which is a little bit different, but you know, it's the same thing in everybody else's eyes. They're like, hey, listen, man, you ain't pay your taxes. You know what I'm saying? but you know, yeah, it was the gun charge and then the tax stuff, you know, that they kind of ran concurrent. So I did the two things together. And what's crazy is, you know, I did state time and then had to do federal time. So
Because you got out and then
I got out,
right back
and
in.
They sent me, I didn't go nowhere. They took me from this prison to that prison, but I was released from state prison and then they took me into federal custody,
Well, one thing I think is interesting is you've been open and taking responsibility for having possession of that firearm at the time. But one of the interesting things was who your cellmate was shortly after you were in prison.
No, me and Lil Wayne, we did some time together.
But do you think...
How do you, seriously, you two are at the top of the game. You're ruling the charts. You're traveling around the world. You're on yachts. You're on private jets. How do you both end up in a cell together? I mean, seriously. And what did you speak about when you're both locked up?
I can't talk about what we was talking about. But, you know, it's crazy because for me, it is a bit of a coincidence, you know, how we're both doing the Beacon Theater that night and we both end up in prison that night. It's a little bit of a coincidence, but you know...
Do you think you were targeted? Do you think the feds were after you?
I wouldn't, not the feds, but you know...
NYPD?
Yeah, I would go out on a limb and say I think there was a little bit of targeting there. You know, there is a division that is created just for you know, rappers. So
the rap cops.
Yeah, the hip hop police. So yeah, I think you know a little bit of that was going on, but also you know I have to take responsibility for my actions as well. You know, yeah, maybe I was targeted, but was I in the wrong for what I was doing? Yeah, a little bit. You know, we do have the right to bear arms in this country, but you also have to have a legal firearm. You know what I'm saying? So I take responsibility for what I've done, and you know, I'm just glad to have that part behind me. Do I think the sentence was a little harsh? A little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
Really quickly, we've got to talk about ecstasy. You're one of the first people to rhyme about it.
Yeah.
And, you know,
Yeah.
it was in the lyrics a lot.
Yeah,
so what's the stature of your ecstasy use now? Is that out of the system too?
No, I'm drug-free.
Drug-free,
Yeah,
okay.
I don't smoke marijuana. I don't
What?
do it. Yeah.
I'm giving clap for that one. All right.
I don't do anything, man, to desecrate my body anymore. You know, I may have a drink or two, you know, but I'm a health nut now. I like to work out every day.
Oh, I see the biceps.
Yeah.
The cashmere's not hiding that.
But you know, that's what it is. I'm getting older, so you know, I got to take care of myself. I want to be alive to see my grandkids. You know.
Nice.
So.
All right, now we have to get to Lola's favorite topic,
The
your music.
Let's talk about the music.
Music, absolutely.
So talk about your new song.
Oh, well, new records that I just put out last week. They kind of just like, you know, just something I wanted to get out there and let people feel me since I've been home. One of the records is called Fresh Out the Pen, kind of self-explanatory. And,
What's it about? I'm kidding. You've forgotten my sense of humor.
I love it. You stumped me for a second. I was like, is she serious? No, she's not serious. But Fresh Out the Pen is kind of self-explanatory. And then my other record is called Everything, or Everything, however you want to say it. But it's a lifestyle record. You know, it's like what I deem to be hot or fly or dope, like, you know, like this show is everything. You know what I mean?
Okay,
All
like
right.
that.
I like that.
And I mean, you've collaborated with everyone from J-Lo, Jay-Z, R. Kelly, Ashanti. How does it feel to have collaborated with so many major stars like yourself, and who was your favorite to work with?
Oh, wow. You know, I really enjoy working with all of those artists. You know, I had great times with them all, just different moments in time with them all. And, you know, but I really have fun with J-Lo. You know, me and Ashanti, we're like Bonnie and Clyde. That's like my sister. So we in the studio thugging it out. You know, you know, back to back, bombing on them. You know, but you know, I really enjoy working with all those artists. It's always a different experience with each of them.
Now, what about Murder, Inc.? Is that still going to exist, or is it going to be called Peaceful Inc.? What's going on?
No, we actually.
Have you disbanded completely?
No, we actually just put it back together. We do now have Murder Inc. again, and we're looking for new artists and stuff. But you know, me and Gotti, we both have our own companies. I have Maven Entertainment, and Gotti has Visionary Entertainment. So we're looking for, you know, mavens and visionaries to be a part of that label as well. You know, part of those companies as well.
Are there any up-and-coming sounds that you like? You know, who's in your iPod right now?
I listen to everything. You know, you gotta kind of keep up with what's current. You know, I love what Drake is doing. You know, Future, and 2 Chainz, and Meek Mills, and you know, Kendrick Lamar. You know, all those dudes are dope to me. J. Cole. You know, I get my workout on all of that. You know, so it's good.
All right, well, real quick, how did you originally get in? When you know you're looking for up-and-coming folks now, but when you were up-and-coming, what was that game like?
It was tough. It was a little more difficult than it is now, I believe. You know, now you got so many social media outlets. You know, you can go on YouTube and get discovered, or you know, you can put your music up or get noticed on Twitter, and you know, all of these different outlets is out there for the guys. Or you can just upload your music straight to iTunes if you wanted to and sell it yourself. You know, so those things weren't around when I was coming up. You know, we had to do it the hard way. Like me and DMX would just like show up to a random video shoot and be like, "Who want to battle?" Anybody out there? You know?
One way to do it.
And that was it. We was gonna get discovered one way or other, and that's kind of, you know, how we got into the industry. Just, you know, hard work, strapping the boots up and going to get it done.
That's what it's about.
Yeah.
Ja Rule, I'm so happy to see you, and I'm so glad
man.
you're back.
Me
Tell
too.
us when the movie comes out. How can we see it? How can we get your music?
The movie is in theaters today.
Today, okay?
Yeah, it's Friday, October 18th. It's in theaters today. Go see it. Go check it. Go take your kids. It's a family movie. You know, it's rated PG. There's no cursing. There's no nudity. There's no violence. You can, you know, bring the whole family. You know, and go see it. And new music coming soon. You know, you fresh out the pen. Everything available on iTunes. I got my new book coming.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my memoirs. It's gonna be really good.
Oh, that's gonna be good.
It's gonna be really
And you'll be
good.
back to talk to our audience about that,
Yeah, I'll
right?
be back on my book run to do that.
Good.
And my new TV show that I'm doing with my family, reality show. We're doing like like the new Run's house.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Yeah. So
That's going to be great.
yeah. So we need some more positive black imagery on the screen. So
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Well,
so you
come
get
back to
see
talk
that.
about the book, the reality show,
Absolutely.
the music.
Absolutely.
You're welcome here. You know that, my friends.
I love it. Thank
Got a
you
new
so
home.
much. Thank
All
you so
right.
much.
Thank you.
Lola,
And
thank
you're
you,
watching
baby.
Arise Entertainment 360.